Hi everyone, Brad Porter here. I'm back from my uh, almost 12 days in Europe. Excited to be home. I was thinking a lot about um, talent this week. NBA finals, I think in professional sports, we recognize that, the talent is, makes a huge difference to who's going to succeed in the playoffs, in the tournament. I mean, we like to come up with other narratives around grit and coaching and culture, but a lot of it comes down to talent, right? I mean, New York Knicks are doing really well on the back of Karl Anthony Towns, right? And that was recruited, right, intentionally, and I think if you look at kind of the history geopolitically, right, the U.S. very intentionally uh, recruited some of the top scientists from around the world, before and during and after World War II, right? I mean, Wernher von Braun, obviously known for his work in rockets and the space program. I recently learned about, a little more of the story of John von Neumann. Uh, he was an incredibly gifted mathematician in Hungary, and Princeton went after him to recruit him, uh, and he ultimately went to contribute greatly to the Manhattan Project, but also to the von Neumann architecture, kind of the core architecture of modern computing, right? Um, but I think sometimes we focus on like, are we creating a culture? Like ultimately, when it comes to say creating a startup ecosystem, uh, the best VCs are recruiting the best founders, right? Um, I think China, made an intentional play in the last 20 years to bring more expats back. To and so talent plays out kind of on a geopolitical level as well, which is why some of what's going on with Harvard is deeply concerning and distressing. It is a talent global talent war. And the US has benefited greatly by being a magnet for many of the world's top scientists, top entrepreneurs, top executives. And hopefully, this is kind of a temporary thing, and we figure out how to preserve that advantage. I think also in the news this week was OpenAI paying $6 billion for Johnny Ive's company. That's a talent play, right? Obviously, Sam Altman, OpenAI, going after probably the greatest consumer designer of our generation, and in some ways, $6 billion seems like a lot, and someone else framed it as it's about 2% of the equity of OpenAI. I think many of us founders would give 2% to have Johnny Ive lead our design function. Now, most of us aren't worth 300 billion yet, but viewed in that way, it's a talent play. And so, look, talent is critical, and I think talent, not just for our companies, but for our countries, for the future, and so something to always think about is: are you bringing the best talent to bear on the problems you have? And wish the Knicks good luck in the finals, and we'll see how things progress. Hope you all have a good one.